maybe just a little bit is something about myself, some background. So I'm an environmental scientist and I hold a BSc honors in zoology and in evolutionary biology. And there's not a lot of environmental scientists out there working for consulting firms that have a PMP registration. So it's something that I really saw in my day-to-day operations that would benefit me and my projects. I've currently have over 15 years experience in environmental management. And over the last 3 years, my focus has shifted quite a bit into social performance and helping quite large mining companies in terms of their social performance and the environmental and social sustainability planning. And so as a consultant on a day-to-day basis, we are in this environment where we have to apply our technical knowledge, but then there's also the project management knowledge. And in lots of instances, when people are technically strong, they really battle and they don't always have the right tools to apply project management tools in the right way to benefit their projects because they get lost in the technical aspects. And that's an opportunity that I saw because I really like the project management aspects of it. And I started pushing really hard, showing the benefits of project management within an ESHA, an environmental and social impact assessment. Because environmental and social impact assessments are usually something that went on for years and years and it always ran over and no one likes the process. And that's where my journey with project management also started, is trying to look at opportunities to help clients, because at the end of the day, there's so many benefits in managing a project the right way and also looking at your project holistically. So, yeah, there was a huge opportunity that I saw in terms of managing our resources on our projects, making sure that people don't get burnt out, making sure that scheduling is done and that expectations are met, and also that expectations are managed. Because if you in advance can say to someone, listen, yeah, your project's going to run late, but this and this and this and this is the reason, you get so much more support from your clients, rather than if you say, oh, you know what, your project's going to run late and you don't have anything to back you. So this just provided me with the tools and the guidance to make informed decisions as well. And then, and through all the project management interventions, there's a really big benefit to companies when we do apply this. So not only is it benefiting your project, but it's benefiting companies, making sure that your cash flow is done right and that you get your money in and that projects are delivered on time, on schedule and budget and within scope. And that builds company reputation and that builds trust with your clients. So project management is really something that I do think is at the core of a lot of things that we do. It's not only in terms of delivery, but also in terms of the benefit that it gives our companies and the people that we work for. So, yeah, and also through my process, I also got exposed to contract management in terms of mainly C-suite. So, yeah, that was something that I also really enjoyed. And then I just realized, you know what, I need to empower myself a little bit more and something more solid like a project manager, because I also felt that I was in a space where I doubted myself. I doubted myself in terms of the tools that I'm applying. Am I seeing the big picture? I just always felt that I'm just that one step behind in terms of what I need to be a successful, but also a confident project manager. And that's when I embarked on this journey. So initially, I tried to do this project management exam, but not through classic seminars. So, and I was put on a 40-hour post-track course and they went to write this exam, which was an absolute epic fail. Because in that 40 hours, in that week that I've spent, I didn't get the exposure, the guidance, the in-depth knowledge of the application and how it all comes together to actually write the PMP exam. And it took me 2 or 3 years to recover after that epic fail of an exam. Choosing classic seminars for your journey as one of the best decisions that you can make. And I'll tell you why as well. So I thought I'll put that in as well because it made a big difference in my life. So yeah, and I've learned from colleagues in the industry, in the engineering industry at classic seminars. So For 2 years, I played with the idea of like, listen, so I would like ask a quote. And then I was like, this is a bit steep for me. I tried my company to support me. They didn't see the benefit of me as an environmental scientist in an engineering firm to have a PMP. And then I actually reached a point and I thought, you know what, it's not about them at the end of the day, it's about me. So I thought, you know what, let me then invest that. If my company doesn't want to support that, so be it. And so after 2 years playing with the idea, I then committed at the end of 2019 and I started my process with Classic Seminars in 2020. It started off amazingly well, but then we were hit by the pandemic, which changed quite a lot of things. And it changed a lot in terms of my personal circumstances as well. In terms of being in a hard lockdown at that stage, I was in a new company. I also had a 2-year-old that I had to look after full time, and I was still required to work full time. And I did my PMP exam. So it was an unbelievably stressful time. But the support that we got from Classic Seminars throughout that process, I mean, we adapted unbelievably quickly. We went from face-to-face meetings to this platform, which was amazing to see how quickly Classic Seminars adapted to that. But also the support that we got throughout that process. I mean, I was planning to write my exam in the month of May, but due to the changes, I had to push it out, and I eventually only wrote in that December. And there's a lot of lessons learned out of that I would like to share with you as well, to not actually drag out this process. So there was important things that my reflection back on the journey in this group and in this platform that you are now. The nice thing about it is also it's people that's different from you or different from your industry. So the nice thing about these groupings is that you're getting nice exposure about other industries. I think that's a big benefit because sometimes we are so strong in just scope management, or we're just strong in time management, or just risk management. And this gives us some perspective about challenges that's happening in other flows and in other elements of project management. That's one of the big benefits that I saw and that I took out from. And it's also that element of we're all in it together and we are supporting each other through this journey. It's been a really great journey for me. And so why PMP? And so for me, the first thing for me is I always like a challenge, and I always want to be a little bit different to my peers, but I also wanted to build my own confidence in providing the right guidance and support on projects because it was fundamental. I could see the benefit it could give the companies that I'm working for. But it also showed me the bigger picture, and that's also something that we just touched on now, and also how it comes together. Project management is a journey. It can be complex sometimes. There's a lot of moving parts. But if you can have a bird's eye view of how everything fits together and how everything will impact each other, it really helps facilitate that decision making and managing your risks on projects. PMP also increased my exposure, not only within my company, but also within the industry, because you update your LinkedIn profile and people see that and people reach out to you and they want to know about you and what your interests are and what you want to do. So that's been great. You also increase your network in terms of exposure to other PM experts because there's so much knowledge going on at PM. Project management is, although the fundamentals are there, it is changing at a rapid pace, especially now with this new talent triangle that they've brought in. So it is keeping up with our current situation and dynamics. Then it also increased my knowledge, access to knowledge. There's multiple webinars that you get exposed to. So through this process, you're also going to learn about maybe other elements of project management that you enjoy. So agility, for instance, or the agile program was something that was really of interest for me. And so through this process, I've also got exposure to that. And that's something that I would like to take on further because our projects are unbelievably dynamic. And that's something that I would like to. And I wouldn't have known about it if I weren't in this program. And then I'm the only PMP registered member in my whole company. And I'm in a global firm with over 5,000 people globally. And that's a cool thing for me. There's a lot of people within the company that also have seen the benefits and seen the outcome of my engagement and the input that I'm giving to the company. And a lot of people want to join the program as well. So it's just nice to see how it actually can empower you. Classic Seminars is really should approach great supporting material. Please read that material. And the homework that you get, especially in the beginning, in terms of the terminology and the definitions and formulas, take that and take it to heart. Those little things makes a big difference at the end of the day. So really follow the program, the guidance, those little notes that they're giving on the side, partake in the conversations and be present. I think in a setup like this where it is online, it is very hard sometimes to be present, but you steal from yourself if you're not present. So switch off that cell phone, switch off the emails, and make sure that no one steals from you, because it's empowering to be here and you learn so much and you don't want to miss out. And the other thing that in terms of your commitment is your commitment to time. Be selfish with your time, be precious about your time, and block it out. If it's an hour a day that you want to spend, then spend that hour a day. If you want to spend the 2 hours a day, spend the 2 hours a day. But keep yourself accountable, stick to your commitments, and get it done. The sooner the better. Don't drag it out. That's one thing that I can tell you is something that, because you lose it. There's such nice conversations that's happening here. There's so much information shared that's happening here. And there's these little pointers that they will give you throughout the process. You forget those things if you drag it out. And those mock exams, guys, it's amazing, amazing, amazing. It's unbelievably stressful, especially when you do your first one. But the one thing about these mock exams that I would like, that just what was great for me, is that the feedback that we get from Classic Seminars was real. We're not sugarcoated. It's not about, you know what, oh, it's okay, go write the exam, although you just got 40%. It's real. The feedback that we are getting is real. They don't set you up for failure. And I did, I think, 4 or 5 mock exams. And it just helps you get into that mindset, because PMP thinking is thinking perfect world. My biggest challenge with PMP was I wanted to apply everything that I learn on a day-to-day basis and how we run African projects. That's not really how we can write our PMP. PMP is about the ideal world and having and thinking in an ideal world and applying those tools. So mock exams is really, really great. Stick to them, do them, and take the feedback to heart. It's a really detailed feedback. You get a good understanding of your strengths and your weaknesses, and it gives you an opportunity to then delve into those weaknesses. And through this process that we take with Classic Seminar, it goes through the journey. It puts the puzzles together, the pieces together in this puzzle. And it also helps us to think about the application of the different tools that's available to us. And that the PMP as it is all about application. And that's the nice thing about the Classic Seminars journey. We look at the application, and that was the big difference for me.
Excellent.
So yeah, I can talk about it for a long time. So thank you so much. Well done for being here.